Hi, how's it going? My name's Philip and I am an unschooling, or what I prefer to call a life learning dad. I've been thinking a lot about this lately, and one thing that I've sort of picked up on, and please forgive me, woman, but I sometimes feel like it is kind of a mum's world when it comes to unschooling or life learning or homeschooling or whatever you want to call it. And so I just want to put a few videos together and just share some thoughts as an unschooling dad. Just to give you a bit of my background, you know, we travel in a bus full time with our children, and I remember Cindy, because when we first decided we were going to travel, I'm like, I guess we're going to have to do homeschooling. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I used to think that kids that were homeschooled, and this was just through my own naive lack of knowledge, that aren't homeschooled kids kind of weird or something? And that was my honest belief. And the other thing I thought was, they're not going to learn to socialise. You know, they're going to be these isolated, weird children. And then I met some homeschool children, and I was completely blown away. And I couldn't believe the conversations I was having with these kids. Yeah, they were just running rings around me as far as, you know, just knowledge and their passion about what they're doing and stuff. And that was cool. So I finally came to terms with being happy about doing homeschooling. And I said, yeah, we can do this because we're going to be traveling full time. We haven't really got a lot of choice. And the kids that I met were really cool. And so I felt excited. And then Cindy came home a week or so later and said, actually, Phil, I think I want to try unschooling. I'm like, what's that? And it's like, well, you just don't use a curriculum and stuff. And I thought, man, next we're going to be like dancing naked under the moonlight and drinking kombucha or something. So I must admit, Cindy actually makes a really good kombucha now. But yeah, and so that really threw me for a while, and I started to do some research and stuff, and I thought, well, if this is what you want to try, well, I'll go along with you. You know, we'll give it a go. And another part of my life is that my sister is a very traditional school teacher, so she is not at all happy with our choice of education. You know, and my mother's also very old school, so you can imagine the comments we get, it's like you're depriving your children, you know, all this sort of stuff. And so I want to put these videos together just to encourage people, because we're now, what are we, 2 years down the whole unschooling experience, and I'm sold. I'm just blown away by the results. And so I want to share some of that information with you. I want to share some of the results I've seen. I want to share some of the struggles I've had, particularly in the area of, are they actually learning? Having to deal with my family and their thoughts about how we're educating our children. And hopefully some of this content will encourage you in some way. If you're thinking about unschooling or you're not quite sold on the idea yet, you know, just watch these videos, follow these videos. This is the first one, obviously, so there's nothing in it, really, no information. But I'm going to crank them out pretty quick, I reckon, because I think there's a lot of people that either, particularly husbands, that don't fully understand maybe what unschooling is. It's taken me a long time to get my head around it. So click on here, follow along, and hopefully we can nut some of this stuff out together. And if you've got any questions, please make comments, ask questions. If there's anything you want to know, or if there's anything you're curious about, just make a comment, and I'll try and put something together that hopefully answers your questions. Alrighty,